Hi, Sharon.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yeah, good morning. And how are you, Sharon?
Good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. And also, thank you very much for your valuable time. And friends, here is Sharon Smith. And let me give a small brief about her. Sharon is a pain specialist, but not the kind that you might be thinking of. She helps people release physical and emotional pain, not pain management, friends. It is specific. She helps in releasing the pain exclusively by using targeted mind body techniques. She has been in practice since 2005. That's a quite a long journey, Sharon, and is delighted to have clients in over 20 countries. And she has popular YouTube channel, which has over 200,000 views. And after this interview, friends, you will find the YouTube channel link of Sharon and also the Facebook group where Sharon does a lot of work there. So you can experience her work as well. So let us know about Sharon from her directly instead of me telling you. So Sharon, please tell me, how did you get into this field?
Well, pain, of course. We all work with what we have. We all do. And I had, from a very early age, from my late teens, I had chronic hip and lower back pain.
Oh.
And yeah, from the time I was about 15 or 16, I remember having
15
it.
or 16?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, long time, a lot of years. I'm 60, almost 65 now. So it was a long time ago. Then in my 20s, I developed chronic migraines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just to add to the fun. And I tried a lot of things, and I tried everything, actually. I had acupuncture and chiropractic care and just, the long list of things that we all try to feel better.
Yes.
And a lot of things helped. Most things did help, but only for a little while. The pain always came back. I always had to work with it again. It was always there again. And kind of fast forward a lot of years later, I was grown and married and had young children, and we had just built a house, and I had a lot of pressure, a lot of stress in my life. I would think I was about 40, maybe 45. Anyway, I was in great shape, had a regular yoga practice, and had chronic back stuff going on. And one day I leaned over to put a cup in the dishwasher, and I could not straighten back up again.
Oh.
I was in terrible pain. It was awful. And made it in, laid down in the bed. And a doctor friend of ours paid a house call, and he said, you'll be okay. Just take these pills and lay here for about a week and you'll be all right. You just have a bad back. And I thought, the minute he said that, I thought, no, I don't. I don't think I do have a bad back, which was a weird thing to think. But I laid there for a week, and I was actually afraid. I was afraid I was not ever going to be okay again. I mean, I was just afraid I'd never be able to walk right. It was awful. But I made myself a promise. I said, okay, it was one of those, okay, God, you win. I'll do it. Whatever it is you want, I'll do it. There were a lot of things rolled up in that. It was kind of that dark night of the soul. But I made myself a promise that I was going to figure out why this was happening to me, and I was going to find a solution. And so I started looking. And you fast forward a little bit later than that, and I had known about EFT. I had read about that in a newsletter from Joe Mercola that used to come in the mail, physically in the mail every week. Largest natural healthcare newsletter in the world.
Oh, okay.
And he had talked about tapping, about EFT, and what a cool, great thing this was. And I remember thinking, okay, yeah, that's kind of interesting, but I don't know what you'd ever do with it. It just didn't click in my brain. So fast forward a little bit again, and I went to a friend of mine's house to have a massage. because that's what she did. And she met me at the door really excited. And she said, oh my God, you've got to see this list. And I said, okay. And it was in a book called Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die by Carol Truman. The book is still in print. And in the back of this book is a list of over 200 ailments and illnesses and their probable underlying emotional causes. And she said, just look at this. I just don't know what you'd ever do with it. And the moment I looked at that, I had this huge download of information. I knew a whole lot of things. The first thing I knew was that pain is not what we thought. It's not here to hurt us. It isn't here to punish us.
Wow.
It's here to get our attention. It's here to help us. It's here to be a guide for all of these things that we're not processing appropriately. And one of the other things I knew immediately was, oh my gosh, here's the link. It's a map. Pain is a map. And where it's showing up in our bodies is a map. And it has to do with emotions. And this is what we say when we tap. This makes sense now. And I started working with it that same day and I never looked back. And I made everybody tap. Everybody. I was enthused and I think I was really annoying. Because I was excited about it. I wanted everybody to do it. And not too long after that, I kept doing this and people started saying, hey, I really feel like I need to pay you for this. And all of a sudden I said, well, okay, I had a business.
Okay. And Sharon, tell me what happened to the back pain.
Oh, well, it went away. Gone. Absolutely gone. Back pain in our culture is when someone comes to me and they've got back pain, 75% of the time, that is a pain related to a fear having to do with money or financial stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you have enough money to pay your bills. In fact, I have worked with people who are quite fabulously wealthy, who still have back pain. Yes. Because they're worried about it. They're worried about money. They're worried. They're still worried about it. And it's a thing they got from their parents, a childhood pattern usually. Now, the other 25% of the time, it's a hurtful relationship of some sort, not necessarily with a spouse, but it could be with a parent, with your boss at work. It could be with a relative, sibling, anything like that. But it's a hurtful relationship, or it can be combinations of both of those things. And once I started to work with it for me, it was like, poof, gone. Now, people will come to me and this works very quickly once we start doing this. And that's why my videos have gotten to be so popular, because they can come and they can do this work with me right then and feel better right now. You don't have to wait or go anywhere.
Excellent.
Oh my God, the internet is wonderful.
It connects you with different parts of the world. So yes.
Here I am in the United States in Florida, and there you are in Bangalore in India. Yes. How cool is that?
True. And Sharon, like what kind of issues generally people come to you with, and could you please tell me what are the various issues people come to you in general?
Oh gosh, it's a big range of stuff. All different kinds of pain, but what I talk to people about is the link between physical pain and emotional pain. Yeah. Because they're actually the same thing. The emotional stuff is the precursor. When you have that in your vibration, in your field, in your energy system for a while, pretty soon it's going to, if you keep ignoring it, it's going to turn up somewhere in your physical experience.
Yes.
Because that's the way it works. It's just here to get our attention. It's trying to talk to us. It's an information system in our bodies. And it's trying to get our attention all the time and have this dialogue. But we've been trained to ignore it. because we didn't know what to do about it. We didn't have the tools. So we would go and take a pill to make it be quiet.
Yes, that was my next question, because for certain issues like fibromyalgia and other things, like generally they are advised that we can't do much about it. You have to just take these pills lifelong. So that's the reason,
Yeah. The big underlying thing that I see in clients with fibromyalgia, usually they have more than one thing. It's not usually, they very seldom come just for that. They've usually got a whole bunch of other things. But fibromyalgia has a huge element of hopelessness under it. They feel hopeless about a lot of different areas of their life. Would that be consistent with what you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of modalities do you mix in your work apart from EFT, Sharon? I also just heard that you got these downloads, so I'm just curious.
Well, yeah, I'm actually also, I don't talk about it on my website, but it's not a secret. I talk about it in videos and lives. I'm a practicing psychic medium and clairvoyant as well.
Wow.
But I am not out there giving readings because that isn't what I want to do. These things instead inform the way that I'm able to help people. They make me more efficient at what I do.
Okay.
That's what they're there for. That's what those things are there for. So yeah, I forgot what the question was. I'm sorry.
No. The question, you did answer that, Sharon.
Okay,
I just asked what kind of modalities do you mix in your work apart from EFT?
Yes, I use a number of things, and a lot of the things that I use in my private programs when I'm working one-on-one are things that I created.
Okay.
And they're specific to me. They're things I created because I had somebody who needed that. And eventually I wrote out descriptions of all that stuff and gave it a name. But when you see me working, sometimes in videos, but always in lives and doing live work, I'm going to use at least 3 different things. In addition to tapping, I'm going to use at least 2 different things because tapping is wonderful. It's efficient. It's fast. It's a way to get quick results. And that's what we all want. That gives people hope. So when I'm sitting down to help people on a live or in a group setting, the first thing we're going to do is take a breath in through our nose and hold it, and then blow it out through our mouth. And that's actually a brain hack. That is causing increased right-left brain communication because we want to use our whole brain when we're doing this. So that's the first thing we do. The second thing we do, I have people close their eyes and we do some guided visualization and go in and look at where the pain is. And because I have the ability to do it, I'm going to go have a look at it with them. We're both going to go look at it. And I do this all the time in my Facebook group. So it's a lot of fun. And we look at it and say, what's stuck there? What emotions are there? And what I see may or may not be the same as what the person is seeing. A lot of times it is very, very similar.
Wow. So what the person is experiencing and what you are seeing matches most of the time.
A lot of time it does, yeah. A lot of the time it does. And if we're seeing a couple of different things there, we'll work with both of those. And I like to show in every live, every time I work, I like to show clear, measurable results.
Wow.
For levels, clear, measurable results, because it's easy to measure that. You just have them given a number between 0 and 10, with 10 being agony. And then we do a bit of work. And we just had the last live that I did about a week ago. I got to work with back pain for a fellow and it was really interesting because he came in and his back pain, I believe he started with a 9, which is, that's a lot of pain. And he also was very clear that he had financial worry.
Oh. Okay.
He already knew that. He was really worried about money, and he had that. I think I believe he gave that as an 8. He rated it as an 8. And I said, okay, great. And he dropped, I'd have to look, but his pain level dropped quickly to about a 5 and then a 4. And then because we kept tapping together in this little group that we have, by the end of the live, his numbers for both of those things were 2.
Oh, okay. That was
So
awesome.
yeah, and the time I spent working with him was maybe 10 minutes. Not very long, really. A total. And it's a little slow trying to do it on a live. It's slower than what I'm getting ready to do, which is to have a new group experience for people.
Amazing. So, Sharon, when people come to you, on an average, how many sessions do they take? Average.
I don't. It really varies. My
Yes.
I don't work by the hour, and I don't do individual sessions. I stopped that a lot of years ago.
Oh, okay.
They can't come to me and see me one time, or they don't. Yeah, what they do is we have a conversation about what they need, because I need to have an idea about whether or not I feel able to help them,
Mhm.
and whether we're a good fit to work together, because I don't say yes to just all of that. And my private programs range in length from 3 weeks to 12 weeks, 3 weeks to 3 months.
Okay, 3 weeks to 3 months. And it will be like sessions will be weekly or like
Yeah, weekly. But in between, because these are a whole body of work. It isn't just that they're going to see me 1 hour a week, which they do, and it's a lot of movement. I'm really efficient. Most of the time when people come to me, they need the 3-week program. That's all they really need. They may think, oh, it's going to take years. And it doesn't. I know it's not going to, because of the things that are in my programs. The brain work that's in my programs, work specifically designed to increase neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, to create new brain patterns, because we're making big shifts when we're tapping. But making those permanent requires some extra stuff. And it's not working harder, it's relaxing our brains enough to make those changes permanent.
oh, that's a main point. I liked it. It's not about trying to do harder, because that's what we try to do when especially we are disturbed. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
could you please tell me about your Facebook group, Sharon? Like, you have created the lovely group and you share a lot of stuff there. So could you please share about it?
Well, yeah, I created it actually in response to a really interesting comment I had on one of my YouTube videos. There are, I think, about 160 or 70 YouTube videos now for things like back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain. I also have things for anxiety, psoriasis. I mean, it's a big range of stuff. I've worked with a lot of things in video. But one morning I woke up and sat down with my coffee to see this comment. And this person said a particular video of mine had kept him from wanting to die. And I thought, okay, I think maybe I need to. I've been dragging my feet about a Facebook group because I thought it sounded like work. And that was my wake-up call. It's like, okay, you need to be doing more of this. So I created this group a little over a year ago. And I don't advertise anywhere. I don't do Facebook ads or any of that stuff. I just keep making videos and talking to people and doing what I do. And I've now got way over 1,000 people in that group, and they're pretty engaged. It's a really nice group, and they're all over the world. And I work in this group. The big thing that members have access to when they come in is over 70 hours of live replays, because that library is all in there, and they can go and tap with those anytime they want. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours of work, a lot of help. And I periodically do work live in that group. I'm doing it again this coming Friday. Tomorrow. Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going to be live in the group here on a pretty regular basis for a while because I'm creating some new things. And it's free. It's free to join.
Yes, I was about to tell that. So friends, whoever is watching this interview, again, I'm telling that the Facebook group link will be provided. You can join the group. It's a free group and you can access to all the previous live sessions that Sharon has done. Yeah.
Yeah, just it's a link. It'll be below this video when you click show more, because this video is going to be on YouTube and I know about YouTube. But I do want to be sure you understand that's your invitation. When you click that link, it takes you to the group, and there are questions regarding group rules and privacy that you need to answer. So be sure you do that. Otherwise, you don't get admission to it. You kind of just sit in this waiting room forever. We don't want that. I want you to be in the group. I want you to come do this, have fun with me.
Yes. And Sharon, please tell me about YouTube channel. What inspired you to make these videos, and please share something about your YouTube.
Well, I have to just say, God did. I had no idea. I had come to a point where my private practice, I'd gotten really busy. I had kids graduating from college and a lot going on. And one day I looked up and thought, oh gosh, you haven't seen any private clients for about 6 weeks. That's weird. That's a long time for you. What's going on with this? So I entered meditation, and there were a series of things happened. I heard, be patient. We'll show you what to do and tell you what to do. And then a series of things happened, and I saw that I was supposed to work in video online, work online and make videos. And I thought, do you have the right person? Are you sure you're talking to the right person? Because I don't have any idea how to make a video. And this was about 2000, I think this was in 2016. Because I literally had no clue how to make a video. And I said, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to send me some help.
Then what happened next?
Well, and it worked out okay. It worked out okay. People showed up, and I learned how to make video. And actually, the first videos that I made, I recorded on my Mac, on my laptop, because my daughter's college roommate, I said, I got to learn how to make videos. And she said, well, you could just use Photo Booth. And so a lot of my first videos were done in Photo Booth.
And I think, Sharon, you need to create certain videos not only on pain, but also on anti-aging. Because when you said you are 60 plus, I said, really? So working on emotions keeps a person young and energetic as well.
Well, it does for me. I don't know. That would be my experience. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the level of energy, friends. Yeah. So we'll get into the demonstration part, Sharon, so that
we will here in just a minute. I want to talk about a thing
yes
quick called borrowing benefits. And you're familiar with this.
Yes.
And I want to explain a little bit about how I see tapping working, because I think we've got about an hour, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have enough time.
I promise I'm not going to bore anybody, really. But there is a thing called borrowing benefits in the tapping world. And what that means is that when you're tapping for somebody, you're tapping along, but it's somebody else's issue and it's not yours. It might be that you're tapping for knee pain for somebody else and your knees are fine. But all of a sudden you notice that you feel better in some way. And the reason for that is because all of us human beings come equipped with the very same set of emotions. And when we're turning loose of and tapping for fear or anger or grief or sadness for that other person, we've got the same stuff, maybe showing up somewhere else in our body, but we have those emotions and all of a sudden we feel lighter. And that's, I don't like the name borrowing benefits, but oh well, it's been around a while. But that's the way that works. And a lot of people have a lot of different explanations about how EFT works. And mine is different than that because I see the energy patterns and the flows in humans and animals, but in humans, and I can see what we're doing and how it's working. So my explanation is a little different, and it doesn't involve saying amygdala. We all like to say amygdala. It's a part of the brain, and yes, it does affect that part of the brain. But we're electrical in nature, and we know this. It's measurable. If you've ever had an EKG, you know they're measuring the electrical output of your heart. Electroencephalogram is electrical brain activity, and it's measurable. Our electrical charge in our bodies is used by Western medicine as a diagnostic tool all the time. It's nothing weird. We don't think it's strange or woo-woo, right? We're used to it. So this charge that runs through our bodies flows in large part along our acupuncture meridians. Those are large channels of it. Now, it's in every cell of our being as well, but EFT is loosely based on acupuncture. In fact, I believe that the acupuncture meridians and the diagrams of that are an actual schematic of our physical wiring. We're wired just like the motherboard in a computer. And we have the ability to change that flow of electricity in our bodies by physically tapping on these meridian endpoints. Now, there's another way it's working also, because our brain is involved, and gosh, our brains are cool. Humans are so cool. We are the most elegant creatures. But we carry around old programming with us, things that we got maybe from childhood. And we have to remember the very first thing about our brain is that it's designed to keep us safe. It's really not designed for spiritual growth, although we use it for that. It's designed to keep us safe. And when you have something that triggers some of that old programming, sometimes it's just a little thing, a meaningless thing, and all of a sudden your brain goes, oh, we recognize that, we're alarmed, that's not safe. And it usually has to do with triggering emotions that don't feel good to us. Either they're not congruent. For instance, if you are really, really angry at your wife, it may not be appropriate to just express that. So instead, you hang on to it, but that anger is still active in your system. It's in your brain. Your brain goes, okay, well, we can't do that. So we're going to hang on to that. And you got to come back to that and work with that later and let go of that because you've got it. You're hanging on to it in your entire energy field. And of course, because it's stashed, we've still got it. And later on, we find out, gosh, I've got this pain going on in my knee here, or I'm having this thing or that thing. And guess what? It's because I held on to that anger for too long. So we're speaking out loud and we are directly addressing our own subconscious. So that's the other way that tapping is working. So we're tapping meridian endpoints. We're talking out loud. We're very first identifying the problem and talking about the link between the physical and the emotional, because we want that to come up into our conscious brain. Does that make sense?
Yes, a lot. Thank you, Sharon.
Now, there's another cool thing about the electricity that runs through our bodies, because we're doing a larger thing than this little thing that helps us feel better. The energy that flows through our bodies it's a life force energy, and it's called different things depending on where you live in the world. Yes. In Asia, it's Kyochi. In your country, it's prana.
Prana.
In our culture, I believe we're referring to it as spirit. Literally, measurably flowing through our bodies and alive in us all the time, whether we like it or not.
I love your humor. Yes.
So lots of fun with this. Let's do, because everybody's you've watched this long, let's just do a little bit of live work. That's always a fun thing to do. Now you've got a little pain in your wrist.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go have a look at that. So I want you to close your eyes and take a big breath in through your nose and hold it and blow it out through your mouth and just relax your shoulders. Is this your right wrist?
Yes, right.
Okay. All right. I want you to just move into that area of your body. And everybody you can do this with us. It's going to be fun. I want you to look at the area inside your wrist look at it from the inside and just use your imagination. Just imagine how that looks in there and tell me what you see. Is it a color?
Yeah, I see something black and with a red, very dark red circle around it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It looks red to me too from my side. Okay. Now just gently ask it to show you if it felt completely okay, if it was just fine, what color would it be? First thing that comes to mind, because it's your wrist, you live in that body and you're not going to be wrong. What color would it like to be?
It is a mix of black and red, like burning coal, Sharon.
Yes, but if it was feeling perfectly fine and there was no pain, what color would it like to be?
Okay.
How will it look if there is no more pain?
So if it's no pain, it would look like a green emerald or green diamond, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Now, looking at the wrist, ask it what emotion is there. And you may see pictures.
Anger.
Okay. Well, and that's what I was going to say as well. And I think I know what's going on with this. Okay. How long have you had the wrist pain?
This is from this comes on and off from the past 2-3 years. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tell that wrist that we're going to do some tapping and help it feel better. Just tell it in your head and take a breath and open your eyes. Okay. Now, I want you to move because we just did two things. We just caused right-left brain communication, did some visualization. Move your wrist, move your hand, and give that pain a number.
Now it should be at 7. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm sorry it hurts that much, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to work with. Okay, so 7. And it's when you do this, right?
Yes, especially this position. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just I'm listening. Okay. I'm getting a really clear thing that this has something to do with your father.
Father. I'm not sure if it is only about father, Sharon, because I'll tell you this small context so that it can be related. I had this university assignments going on and I felt like a lot of stubborn thing that I don't want to do it. And it reconnected to my school principal. my
Okay.
math teacher, and yes, all the authoritative figures in my life, yeah, father and everyone, elders, where I don't want to listen to you, I want to do my own way. So that university assignments, when I was writing, that's when it triggered. Yes, I don't deny it. I don't deny it.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's just start here on the outside of the hand. I've got this pain in my right wrist.
I got this pain in my right wrist,
but I choose to be okay anyway.
but I choose to be okay anyway.
Everybody watching, come do this with us. Just tap along and repeat after us.
Yes.
Even though I have all this pain in my wrist,
Even though I have all this pain in my wrist,
and it looks really red and angry in there,
it really looks red and angry over there.
because I may be angry.
Because I may be angry. I am angry.
I completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
And I love my wrist.
And I love my wrist.
Okay, top of the head. It's a really good wrist.
It's a really good wrist.
It has helped me do things my whole life.
It has helped me to do things my whole life.
It's been very reliable.
It's been very reliable.
But now I'm in pain.
But now I'm in pain.
And I have a lot of anger.
And I have a lot of anger.
Because I have problems with authority figures.
It's because I have problem with authority figures.
And I think it started with my dad.
And I think it might have started with my dad.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But I really don't like being told what to do.
Because I really don't like, I hate it. Doing what to do.
Okay, underneath your arm. And I wish people would mind their own business.
Yes, I wish people mind their own business.
I hate being bossed around.
I hate being bossed around.
I know better than they do what's right for me.
I know better than I know better than they do what's better for me.
But they tell me what to do and I hate it.
But they tell what to do and I hate it.
I wonder if it's possible.
I wonder if it is possible
that all of these people, and there have been a lot of them,
and there have been a lot of them,
that make me mad, are holding up a mirror for me, so that I can see an aspect of myself, that I really don't like. I wonder if it's possible. That all of these people who have pushed me and caused me to be so angry
and caused me to feel angry.
Doing it for a reason.
Sorry, Sharon?
Are doing it for a reason.
Yes, I'm doing it for a reason.
That is designed to help me, not hurt me.
Yes, that it is designed to help me, but not to hurt me.
So I have all this anger. And I give myself permission. To understand. That holding on to it. Especially in my wrist. Is just like me drinking poison.
It's just like me drinking poison.
and hoping it's going to make them sick.
And hoping that it's going to make them sick.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work like that.
The anger is causing me pain.
The anger is causing me pain.
Because I'm not designed to hold on to that.
Because I'm not designed to hold on to that.
I wonder if I could forgive them.
I wonder if I can forgive them.
Because all that pushing that they did.
Because all that pushing they did
moved me in the direction where I am right now.
Moved into the direction that I am right now.
Where I'm helping a lot of people.
I'm helping a lot of people.
And I might not have done that if I hadn't had them to push me.
I might not have done that if they might not have pushed me.
So it's safe to let go of this pain.
So it is absolutely safe to let go of this pain.
Safe to let go of the anger.
It's like?
It's safe to let go of the anger.
It's safe to let go of this anger.
I choose to fill my wrist with flexibility and ease.
I choose to fill my wrist with flexibility and ease.
Because I profoundly love myself.
Because I profoundly love myself.
All of myself.
I love myself.
Okay, hold your wrist points, top and bottom, and breathe. And blow it out. Let's say peace.
Peace.
All right, move. Let's see how that feels.
It's now at 3.
A 3? Okay. That is about a 60% reduction in pain in a couple of minutes of work, not much. Now I want you to do a thing, close your eyes and just go back in and look and see what color that is in there. You wanted it was red and black. Yes. And looked like, okay. Is it closer to being the beautiful emerald diamond color?
It is, it's not closer to green. It is neither that burning coal of black and red, Sharon. Okay. It is like now, like a brick color. It's like brownish. Slight.
Okay. It's better. It's improvement. Yes. Ask it just quickly. Ask it what it needs to feel better.
Let it go.
Okay. All right. Now, while you're looking at your wrist, do you think you can actually let it go?
There's resistance.
All right. And okay, look at it in terms of resistance. Oh, okay. I think I see it. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes and just go to the top of your head and just everybody play along with us here for a minute. I'm really resistant to letting this go.
I'm really resistant to letting this go.
Because there is a little part of me.
Because there is a little part of me.
That thinks that some of those things people said, there we go.
That thinks.
That some of those things that people said.
Some of those things that people said.
About me that weren't very nice.
About me that weren't nice.
That those people might be right.
Yes, that those people might be right.
They might be right about me.
They might be right about me.
And so I'm really resistant to letting go of this.
I'm really resistant to letting go of this.
I wonder if it's possible.
I wonder if it is possible.
That I am really a powerful eternal being.
A powerful eternal being.
There we go. That's good. Yawning is a great sign. Okay, yeah. Eyebrow. And if I really am a powerful eternal being.
If I'm really a powerful eternal being.
It's not that big a deal to let go of this little thing.
It's not a big deal to let go of this little thing.
Because it is going to move me forward.
Because it is going to move me forward.
On my path.
On my path.
Through life.
Through life.
For my greatest and highest good.
For my greatest and highest good.
And the greatest and highest good of a lot of us.
For greatest and highest good for a lot of us.
So it's safe to let go of this resistance.
It's safe to let go of this resistance.
And I choose to do that right now. Okay.
I choose to let go.
Yeah. And take a big breath. Okay, move. Now for everybody watching, Nitham is yawning because that is a really clear sign of energetic shift when you're, it turns up a lot when we're doing this type of energy work, tapping. Sometimes burping also. So don't, we've all seen it. But yawning is a very good sign. So move the wrist again.
It's around 2, and the color I see is light green. Okay,
you're getting there. You're getting there. So that went from a 7 to a 2. Now, just for anybody who might be wondering, we've never met each other. We have never talked before. He sent me a request, a Facebook message, and said, "Hey, would you come and do an interview with me?" And I said, "Sure." He said who he was and that he was a trainer. And I said, okay, yeah, I have profound respect for the EFT community, especially those of you who are training others. So yeah, I like to show up for you.
Thank you.
We didn't talk about this beforehand. Now, I do want to talk to you about something else that's really important if you're going to use tapping as a tool. This work that we just did is going to continue moving through and out of your body for about 48 hours, okay? I want you to drink lots and lots of water, more water than you ever thought you needed, because what you just turned loose of energetically is going to be carried out of your physical body by water, maybe tears, whatever, but it's going to come out. So water is important. And I want to tell you why, because people don't ever really tell you why. They just tell you to drink it because it's good for you. Big deal. Okay, now remember, we're electrical in nature. If you go out and try to start your car and the battery doesn't have enough water in it, enough fluid in it, your car will not start because that battery can't carry a charge, an electrical charge. And the same exact thing happens in our physiology, in our bodies. Because if we are, that charge, the energy, the electricity that flows through our bodies is carried by water. So if we are poorly hydrated, it can make it very easy for us to develop a short in our wiring, which can result in pain. The emotions come first, but it can make it harder to fix it when we're tapping. And I talk about that. I've got a whole video for when tapping isn't working. If you're tapping and you're not getting a pretty good immediate result, go drink some water and come back and try it again. But that's why. It's an energetic thing. And I want you to think about water in a little different way also, because every single drop of it that's ever been here on the planet is still here right now. It's in us, and it's been in dinosaurs and cats and dogs and rain and oceans and millions of other human beings, and it's all still right here. And a man named Masaru Emoto wrote a book called The Hidden Messages in Water about 20 or 30 years ago, and it was on the New York Times bestseller list for a lot of months. And he set out to take pictures of water crystals. That was what he wanted to do, and they found some interesting things. Free-flowing spring water made beautiful symmetrical crystals. And Tokyo City water, the crystals were all broken and nasty. It wasn't very good water. But what they discovered was really weird, because if you said I love you, or said nice things to the broken crystals water, the Tokyo water, and photographed those again, they have become symmetrical and repaired themselves. And by the same token, if you talked bad to it and said, I hate you, you're terrible, the good water crystals would break. And when you photograph those again, so I would suggest that water isn't what we have thought it is. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. In fact, without water, you cannot be incarnate. Water in your body is what animates spirit. And every single culture all over the world has had handed down through generations instructions to express gratitude before we eat and drink. Every culture. What if that has zero to do with religion, but is instead us requesting a change in the molecular structure of what we're about to consume to better suit our physiology? What if we're just talking to water, which is us? Does that make sense?
Yes, a lot. Thank you, Sharon, for sharing it.
Thank you for just letting me keep talking and roll along.
Yes, yeah. That's the beauty of this interview, Sharon. Like, people get to know about different experts and lovely knowledge flows through this. So thanks a lot. That was quite insightful.
Well, like I said, my explanation of it is completely different and a lot more in depth, because I want people to, when you're tapping, I want them to know that they are connected to something much larger than themselves.
Excellent.
It's a good thing.
Yes. Okay. So, Sharon, thank you. Thanks a lot. Just with few minutes of tapping, the flexibility, the pain, it's really, I could see huge difference. Yes.
Yeah, it's quick.
Thank
It's
you.
usually quick. Yeah. And getting the pain level down or gone, that's usually the easy part of the work. We've got to go in and, our relationships, a lot of what the work I do has to do with the relationships that my clients have in their lives, because that is how we experience ourselves as human. Relationships are the most important thing out there. And so we're going through and clearing out a lot of stuff from those. And people, about half the people who come to me are not coming in because they're in physical pain. It's really interesting. In fact, over the last couple of years, a lot of the people who come to me are coaches, therapists, healers, doctors, nurses, because they've done a lot of work, but they've got a thing. It's different for each one of them, but they've got this one thing that they just can't seem to move past. It's this awful relationship, or this bad thing, or it's a pain here or a pain there, or migraines or whatever. And they're doing all this great work helping others in the world. And it is such an honor to be able to help them get clearer about that and let it go so that they can really show up as their best self. I have the best job in the world. Oh my gosh.
Yes, Sharon. And Sharon, probably this is my last question. I know I have asked you so many questions. So could you please suggest some of your favorite books which could help people? Like you, in the beginning also, you shared about one book which has the mind-body connection. Yeah.
Absolutely. The book that launched me on this career is Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Carol. It's Karol Truman, Truman. It is still in print. It is a wonderful book. I worked from that book, from the list in the back of that book, for a long time before I ever read the book. Apologies to Carol. It's a great book. She has a script protocol in there. It's kind of a prayer, but kind of not. It has nothing to do with religion. That is absolutely wonderful, that I have used and continue to use on a regular basis. It's a great book. The other book is, and I've got it here, Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, which is wonderful. Wonderful book. It's got a similar list of pains and ailments and illnesses, and the emotions under them. And she also gives you a reframe for a different way to think, to change that. And that's very useful for tapping. The other book that I'm rereading this. I'm reading this for I don't know how many times, is a book called Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins. David R. Yeah, I had to look. David R. Hawkins, Letting Go. He talks about all the reasons that we hold on to all the things that we hold on to. And he has a good mechanism for letting go and releasing some of these things. So it's not management, it's release. Just let go of it and let's be done with it and let's move on and have absolutely glorious lives.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I remember, like, when I approached you over Facebook, like, Sharon, I want to interview about your pain management. Then you corrected me. It's not pain management. I don't help people to manage their pain. I help people to release their pain. It was very specific.
It is. If all you're doing is managing it, that implies that you're going to keep it. Oh, I don't want you to keep it. You don't want to keep it. You don't need it anymore. Let's let it go.
That was wonderful talking to you, Sharon, and very grateful for your time and valuable insights. And friends, once again, I highly recommend to subscribe to the YouTube channel and do join this Facebook group and make your journey even more beautiful.
You'll love it. We'll have a lot of fun.
Yes.
And you'll feel better.
Yes.
All at the same time. All right. This was
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.